You know why? Because I ate my king cake yesterday.
Oh, yes. GCQC, thank you so much for the king cake. We got ours. And
Did you
Ron
eat
is
it?
convinced. Not yet, but Ron is like, I'm going to find me that baby.
I found it. I'm the one who found
You
it.
did?
I found the baby. I found the baby. I did. And I feel so awesome about it. Of course, my husband accused me of searching for it. I didn't. I didn't really search for it. I only made 2 cuts. And then I was like, oh, there's the baby. And I found it. I found the baby, which means I'm going to have good luck this year. Last year, he had good luck and I did not. This year, I get the good luck baby. I get it.
Oh my gosh, that
So
is
excited,
amazing.
GCQC, very excited about it. Okay, you guys, if you have not subscribed to our podcast, you got to put it in your pocket. Put it right here in your pocket.
I can't get Instagram to go. I've been having nothing but Instagram problems.
He's very upset.
This morning.
So make sure you're subscribed to this podcast. Click subscribe, put it in your pocket, save us for later, do all those things, tell your friends, do it. I'm so phlegmy, you guys. I'm so sorry. Also, visit coatdefense.com. Coat Defense. Those are the people that like are all about the dogs and the people and the horses and everything. Coatdefense.com. Use promo code CHICKS when you check out. Save 15% off your entire order. We use it on our dogs. They have all sorts of amazing stuff. They have like this balm. They have stuff for their noses and their little toe beans. And then they have stuff for their ears and places where they get yeasty. Great stuff. Coatdefense.com.
Yeasty.
Do it. Promo code CHICKS.
I can't get us on Instagram.
We went through like 4 different codes this morning to get you on Instagram.
I know. I mean, I'm on it, but I can't get the live to start.
Really?
It won't go. So no Instagram today.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why that's happening. I don't know. And I don't know. I hope we are on locals, but because I had to restart and then everything gets all bajiggity when I restart. And so I'm not even entirely sure if we're on locals.
And it's very stormy. It's very stormy here and where I'm at in Texas. So you guys will just bear with us if something weird happens from a technical standpoint. We're doing the best.
Locals is off. Yeah. I can't ever restart after that. Yeah. Everything is bad. I don't know why that happened, but I had to restart after for our YouTubers. And when I did that, it just is all screwy. Somebody's just like, I know you mean well, but I think you just have too many platforms happening.
We have a lot going on. There's a lot.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. A lot happening.
You just got really quiet.
I did.
Yes.
And
your mic is not. Yeah. Do something with you, like unmute it or do something. Cause like
what I do,
press something. I don't know what happened, but now you're super quiet.
Really? I didn't. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. Let me see. I haven't done anything. Everything is up.
It just got so quiet. Was it just me?
Am I quiet, you guys?
I hear you. It's just that you're really, really quiet. Okay, people can hear you. Maybe it's just me. Maybe
everybody hears me just fine. I'm right here. I'm right here. Hello.
I'm turning you up. It's good. Okay. I'm sorry for all the technical issues. Oh my gosh.
What a cluster.
It's not been a good morning yet.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Patrick Connolly, thank you so much. Patrick says, Mock, thank you for your heartfelt and emotional deep dive over the weekend. You're a wonderful soul. You too, Daisy. Thank you, Patrick. That's very sweet. And thank you so much to everybody for all the lovely comments. And that's so nice. I'm so glad you listened and that you cared and that it was like of interest to everybody. And thank you. Thank you for all the lovely comments that I've gotten.
It was a good one, wasn't it? It was a good one. It was a long time coming. I'm so glad that you finally did that, Mary.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I'm glad it's done. I hope everybody's questions got answered. And I very, very much appreciate all of the support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about some things before we get to the big news of the day, which of course is that Governor DeSantis is donezo.
People are like, you okay? You all right, Mock? You okay?
Yeah, it was so funny. Like I didn't even know that it was happening. And then my former producer from the radio show, Jacob, is the one that actually let me know about the news, and he was checking on me, and I know some of the insiders were also doing welfare checks on me. I gotta tell you guys, I'm fine. I think it was because I think all of us saw this coming, right? Like there was no question that this was eventually going to happen, and I'm actually kind of glad that it happened, only because I was very, very much struggling trying to get excited about Trump when I really wasn't, because I was still rooting for my guy. You know what I mean? And now that he's not in it, now I can be like, okay, it's time to rally. It's time to get on this train. Let's do
Right.
this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that the reaction to it has been, it's like there's just been weird reactions all over the place. So, because you get on Twitter and you start reading people's reaction.
People are just so gross,
yeah.
and we'll have a little bit of that.
Yeah, we will, because so much of it was wah 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 for me. But but yeah, we can all rally. Now we just have to talk about Nikki, and we just have Nikki. So
yeah, because she's of course super excited. She's saying now there's just one fella and one lady in the race, and so she has absolutely no intention of getting out, at least not yet. And so we'll see how that plays out. But before we get to like all the nits and nats about that news and everything that's going on with the primary, wanted to remind everybody really quick about this Friday's showtime, starting a half an hour early. So this Friday, I don't remember the date. Is it the 26th?
26th.
Like
it's the 26th, I believe. Yes.
This Friday, we are going to start the show at 7:30 a.m. because I'm getting my second gum surgery.
Ew.
And during the show, I will be taking my second dose of Valium. So that should be really fun.
It's going to be so fun. It was fun the last time. It'll be more fun this time.
So just put that on your little calendars to join us early on Friday. And then the other thing that's happening is that a week from today at 11 a.m. Eastern time, that's when tickets for our Indianapolis meet and greet go on sale in our locals group and in our Facebook insiders group. So if you have not joined locals or insiders and you want tickets, I'm just saying that's
and they get what, like they get like a 4-hour head start. Is that what it is?
No, well, it's more than, it ends up being 6 hours.
6 hours?
Because 5 p.m. Eastern is when they'll be opened up to the wider public.
All right. So you guys get a 6-hour head start.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big head start. I mean, they may sell out. I think the first one of the first meet and greets that we did in the now times, not the before times, but the now times, it's sold out pretty quickly. So just saying.
Yeah, the first one sold out in 90 minutes.
So it was fast. And this one's, I think, going to be pretty popular because it's an Indy. It's a nice central location. A lot of people are talking about coming to Indy. So
yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah,
I know. So it should be a good one. And so if you want to be absolutely sure that you get tickets, then I would highly recommend joining one of those two groups so that you have first dibs. Okay, so those are those two reminders. And then the other thing is that Alec Baldwin has been indicted again by a New Mexico grand jury on charges of involuntary manslaughter over that, the pew pew accident that he had with the director lady. I thought this was already done and like he'd been cleared and now he's being charged. I don't understand what's happening.
Well, I mean, if it was anybody else, they would have been charged. They would have.
He had been charged, but then I thought that like he didn't. I don't even know what happened, but I thought that I thought that he'd already been sort of cleared before, and so
because he was like, "Oh, the gun just went off by itself. Like I didn't actually do it," and it shows you that guns don't go off by themselves.
They typically don't do that.
No, people shoot other people. Guns don't shoot people.
Right.
Regardless of what liberals say.
So that is also happening. We'll see how that turns out. I know his lawyer, he's got one of those lawyers that's all like, we're super excited to have this day in court and it's going to be fine. So,
really?
I mean, I guess all lawyers do that when they're defending criminals. But
right. I mean, well, that's their job. That's what they live for.
Right. I mean, so it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get to all the big stuff, I wanted to tell everybody that I did it again. I ordered more Omaha Steaks from omahasteaks.com/chicks. I went seafood crazy once again because right now there's this amazing special where with your order, and there's a minimum purchase, but with your order, you will also get free 4 chicken breasts and 4 pork chops with your order. So I was like, there's no way that I'm not taking advantage of that. And I promptly went to omahasteaks.com/chicks. And let me just tell you what I got. Can I share? Because I'm super excited about it. So I ordered swordfish steaks.
Yeah.
I love swordfish. I ordered snapper fillets because we had those before and they were amazing. I ordered something I've not tried yet, wild cobia fillets.
I don't even know what that
It's a
is.
fish. I don't know. I haven't had it, but I'm super stoked
Oh
about
my
it.
gosh, you have to report back.
I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
I got potatoes au gratin. I got the scallop potatoes, which are so, so good. We got pepper jack risotto cakes. Like
Yum.
these, oh my God, I cannot wait to try those. I got another tray of the cheesy potatoes, which are
amazing. Yeah,
amazing.
those are so freaking good.
I got some steaks, obviously, the fillets, because they're the
Yep.
best. And then on top of that, the pork chops and the chicken breast, we've got dinner for like forever. I mean,
And you
we're
guys, I
set.
always throw in apple tartlets because I sometimes will just eat those for breakfast. Not gonna lie.
You can throw them in the microwave for a
Yeah.
minute and they're
Yeah,
done.
totally. I mean, and sometimes put a little Ready Whip on top. Just
Mm.
saying. Just saying.
That's the best idea ever.
A little cup of coffee. Sometimes it's a nice little comfort breakfast, especially on a crappy day like today.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And when I look at what I spend at Omaha Steaks, if you're a person who uses Schwann's or whatever they're called now, I think they're called like yellow or yellow. Anyway, but you're gonna get way better food, and the prices are very comparable. So, take advantage of the special. Get yourself some free breasts of chicken, free chops of pork.
Breasts of chicken.
omahasteaks.com/chicks.
Do it.
All right, let's get to DeSantis and his exit announcement. It was over 4 minutes, so we're not going to share the whole thing, but we wanted to share like the crux, right? Like the gist of it, and the part where he sort of kind of endorses Trump. I mean, he doesn't do it particularly enthusiastically, but simply says, listen, I vowed that I was going to support the nominee. It's looking like that's going to be him. And so we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Here is the first part.
Now, following our second place finish in Iowa, we've prayed and deliberated on the way forward. If there was anything I could do to produce a favorable outcome, more campaign stops, more interviews, I would do it. But I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now. It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents. The days of putting Americans last, of kowtowing to large corporations, of caving to woke ideology are over.
All class.
Yeah, for real. Right? All class.
Yeah.
Really, truly classy.
Yeah. I mean, the whole family.
And I wouldn't have expected less.
Right. He is the whole family. I like him for keeping it classy,
Yeah. Yeah. Just what a wasted opportunity, man.
Well, I mean, as people will say, 2028. There's always 2028 because that's when you're allowed to do it.
Right.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Yeah.
Nancy King. Thank you. Nancy says, someone told me that Republicans need to get on board with the abortion issue. Unfortunately, the American people still can't figure out how to use birth control. We did badly in 2022. Nikki is open to compromise. She is pretty strong on the messaging aspect of the abortion issue, I think, because Trump has been kind of wishy-washy, right? Like, so he obviously, it is because of Trump that we have a Supreme Court that overturned Roe v. Wade. But he criticized DeSantis for doing the 5-week heartbeat bill. So he's not been consistent about where he is on abortion. And I do think she has a better way of approaching the issue than maybe Trump has had. I don't know. We'll see. Because he's sort of been,
and I will say that
all over
young women, because there are some millennials in my life who are women, like to hear that messaging, that conservative messaging from a woman. I hate to say it, but sometimes it comes in a better package when it's from a woman. I think listen, I don't necessarily agree with that, but some of the younger women like that. They like to hear her talk about it rather than hear Trump or DeSantis or Chrissy, whoever talk about abortion,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's more palatable.
Right.
Yeah. At the end of his video, DeSantis closed with what he said is a Winston Churchill quote. There's some argument about whether or not it's Churchill. It doesn't matter. I thought it was a nice way to sort of put the cap on his campaign.
Winston Churchill once remarked that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. While this campaign has ended, the mission continues. Down here in Florida, we will continue to show the country how to lead. Thank you, and God bless.
Florida, you lucky ducks.
I mean,
now he's gonna be there in Florida. He's doing his Florida stuff, and they are going to be great for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida's awesome. People flock there because it's free.
Yeah, exactly. And he does all the things. He always sets the bar for what other Republicans should be doing. And I'm sure that he'll continue to do that. Yeah. Trump, to his credit, is now dropping all of the nasty name calling when it comes to DeSantis anyway. I'm sure he's calling Nikki Birdbrain still. But when it comes to DeSantis, he was gracious and happy to accept his endorsement.
Before we begin, I'd like to take time to congratulate Ron DeSantis and, of course, a really terrific person who I've gotten to know, his wife, Casey, for having run a great campaign for president. He did. He ran a really good campaign, I will tell you. It's not easy. They think it's easy doing this stuff, right? It's not easy. But as you know, he left the campaign trail today at 3 p.m., and in so doing, he was very gracious, and he endorsed me, so I appreciate it. I appreciate that, and I also look forward to working with Ron and everybody else to defeat crooked Joe Biden. We will have to get him out. We have to get him out.
And I guess, this is how he does. It's like with the Ted Cruz stuff, right? Yeah. I'm going to make fun of you. I'm going to make fun of your wife. I'm going to make fun of your family. I'm going to do all the things. And then the minute that you're on my team, we're good. We're good here. It's
all's fine.
It's like fighting with your sister, right? And then and then what, 2 minutes later, you're like, you want to go to the mall? You good? You guys have that's how Trump is. I just feel like that's how he operates. If you're on his team, it's like, okay, we're good then. We're good. It's if I don't know what I did to you a week ago. We were beating the shit out of each other, but we're good now.
Right.
We're good.
Well, and he was asked, I don't know if this is before the rally or after the rally, but there was a crowd of people and somebody must have yelled out, are you okay with DeSantis now? Are you going to still call him DeSanctimonious or DeSantis or whatever? And here's that exchange.
Okay. He just said, will I be using the name Ron DeSanctimonious? I said, that name is officially retired.
So there it is. We're not going to be hearing that name anymore.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, to your point earlier, there are a lot of I don't even know how to refer to the super extra Trump people that have just been awful, from word one, Laura Loomer among them. And so she's basically saying, and I hope she heard Trump's speech where he said, we look forward to working with Governor DeSantis to help defeat Joe.
She didn't hear it. No.
Well, yeah, because she's just basically we can take the votes of his supporters, but he's done. He's termed out as governor. It's a bad look for him to be included back in the fold. There's nothing MAGA about him. And some of us worked way too hard to watch Ron DeSantis get off easy. He needs to be condemned and forgotten.
Oh my God.
His supporters should humble themselves, vote for Trump, and be grateful for President Trump. DeSantis is a globalist. He needs to be kept as far away as possible from the Trump campaign. He cannot ever be allowed to have another chance.
Jesus, she is psychotic, real. Man. This woman is out of control. Doesn't she live in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The GTFO.
God, I cannot
go live
stand
someplace.
Her.
Go live in Detroit. What the hell? Seriously,
what a hag.
She is a nut job, this one.
She really is just
God,
awful,
unbelievable.
awful person. And then I do think that I do worry that there's sort of been this level of forgetfulness when it comes to some Trump supporters that RFK Jr. is still a factor that needs to be contended with. And so, I've been watching some of the DeSantis supporters to see what their reaction was to him exiting the race yesterday. And some of them are like, well, that sucks, but now we got a rally, which is, I think, a normal way of thinking. But then there's some that are still, they have been mad at Trump. They don't want Trump. They don't think Trump can win. And they are genuinely considering RFK. And so I do think that he is going to be he's going to be a thorn in the side of Trump,
so too.
I think.
Yeah.
And so Scott Moorfield kind of talked about this in a tweet that I thought was interesting because it sort of encapsulated a lot of what I was seeing across Twitter. And he says, obviously, I would not vote for Biden or any other Democrat. That said, Trump's job, at least when it comes to winning my vote and support, is to prove that he's a better overall candidate than RFK. And here's how things look so far on several key issues. So he says that RFK Jr. is a better candidate on COVID, medical freedom, statesmanship, and that Trump is better on climate and the economy, but that 2A, abortion, foreign policy, and immigration are all a wash.
I disagree. I disagree on 2A. Because you can pull up clips about RFK in the past about 2A where he is definitely not wishy-washy. He wants gun. He's not a proponent.
Yeah, but then
2A.
Trump banned, bump stocks. He's very, very wishy-washy on red flag laws. So I mean they're both kind of
so he believes it's a wash.
That's just that's what he's saying because people can point to things that Trump did that were very antithetical to 2A.
And immigration, really? I mean, have we ever seen RFK do any? I mean, he's not been in a position where he's done anything with immigration.
Right.
We can see it. At least Trump has a
record.
Right. We've seen him do it. We've actually seen him do the things. And the border was more secure under him than what we're seeing now. So a lot of people are like, if we could just go back to that would be helpful. RFK, we've not seen him do anything.
Yeah.
So,
no, I mean, of course, because he's not ever been in a position to be able to do things on these issues. But and I'm not saying I agree or disagree with any of this specifically. I'm saying he is a factor and he's going to become a bigger factor as this year goes on.
I agree with that too. I do think he's going to be a factor too. But some of these policies I don't agree with. Some of these things that the Scott guy is saying I don't necessarily agree with. Some of them I do, but some of them I absolutely don't. We could go toe to toe on some of these things. However, I do agree that RFK, like nobody's been really talking about RFK because we've been focused so much on the primary that now people need to probably start paying attention to that guy.
Well, and I don't think, let's assume that Biden and Trump are willing to debate each other. God, I hope that that's the case. I would hope that that is going to be a normal part of this process. But if RFK is continuing to poll somewhere in the 20% range, they're not going to be able to keep him off the stage.
Right.
I mean, he will have to be included. And then when you start to see the three lined up together, the people who are turned off by Trump and the way that he is, if they continue to be turned off, they now have someone else to look at. You know what I mean? Not even, that's bad.
It's not even the people who are turned off. I think that there are going to be a lot of even millennials and even some Gen Xers too, who have never seen RFK in that sort of a forum. And then they're going to see him speak and be like, well, damn, this guy's impressive. Okay, this is kind of, I didn't really know much about him before. So if they do ever see him in a debate forum, because he is great at that.
Yeah.
He's really good at it. So, I mean,
I know. I worry about it.
I worry about that too. Mm-hmm.
I worry about it. And then
he's jacked. He's jacked like a kangaroo, you guys.
That's true. He is also quite jacked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just, and then, add to that the possibility of some of these court cases not going Trump's way and all this polling that suggests that while people are in favor of him now, if he has a conviction under his belt, that some of those voters will go away. There's just a lot of factors. I know everybody's like, yay, DeSantis is out, so Trump's running away with this. There's some hurdles to jump yet.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think people just need to stay engaged for sure.
Oh, without question. Without question, they need to stay stay engaged. Yeah. And keep talking to people and making sure people are educated. Totally. Because RFK is salivating right now.
Oh my God, he's got to be. He's got to be. Totally. Alyssa Farah, Alyssa, what's her name?
I don't know. She's got 2 first names. I don't know. She's like Ricky Bobby.
Yes. So she was on The View talking about how, and we mentioned this, and I don't even remember the context that we mentioned it. Somebody said it last week, and we played a clip of people talking about how it's stupid to over exaggerate what your point is when it comes to criticism of Republicans, right? And so I guess a lot of people, she's getting frustrated by the fact that people are comparing Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis at the time, because I think this is before he exited. She was getting upset that people were comparing the two of them to Trump. She thinks that they're entirely different, and here she is like lamenting all about that.
Biden's primary campaign message is we are running to save democracy. Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. I believe that. I testified to the Department of Justice against him because I am afraid of him. I'm afraid of what he'll do to this country. But then I hear people like prominent Democratic Governor Pritzker saying Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley are just as dangerous as Trump. That is not true. No. You are playing into the hands of MAGA by saying that and by demonizing other Republicans. No one is as dangerous as Donald Trump. And I frankly would say Joe Biden could beat Donald Trump. He could also lose to Donald Trump. I am praying that Nikki Haley makes it through, because you know what? A Nikki Haley versus Biden, even if she beats Biden, that is much better for our country than Donald Trump ever being in the White House. Well, yeah, and
yeah, because she's obviously a liberal. Like she's not, or at the very least, she's a Democrat in Republican clothing on that show. She's supposed to be the token Republican, right? Isn't that what she is?
And they always move further and further to the left, just by virtue of being on that show.
Yeah.
It's no surprise that she's like,
why does anybody watch that show? Seriously? It's like her and Anna Navarro are the Republicans on that show, which should tell you everything about.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anna Navarro.
Oh God, I know. It's gross.
For those people who might have been worried that Trump would pick Nikki as a potential running mate, he is kind of putting those rumors to rest. Here he is again at that same rally.
to agree with what you're
I'm out of play, right?
Let me just rewind that.
for our country than Donald Trump ever being in the White House. Well, yeah, and I tend to agree with what you're saying. I've joined.
She is not presidential timber. Now, when I say that, that probably means that she's not going to be chosen as the vice president. You know, you can go. No, you can go. You can go and you can say certain things, I don't like them and blah, 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 and this. But when you say certain things, it sort of takes them out of play, right? I can't say she's not of the timber to be a vice, and then say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce that I've picked. Do you understand? But that's the way it is, okay? Tell it like it is. Tell it like it is.
So it's just not going to be her. It's totally not going to be her.
Well, she's not presidential timber.
She's not. She's not. But I do think it's going to be a woman. I really do.
You don't think it's going to be Tim Scott?
I don't think it's going to be Tim Scott. No, I think Tim Scott's a little too squishy. I love him, but I think he's a little too squishy for the job. It's kind of like having another Mike Pence in there.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe even nicer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
he's so
nicer.
He's so sweet. Oh my God.
But man, and this is quite stunning, really, when you think about the fact that he hails from the same state as Nikki Haley. So for a South Carolinian senator to come out in support of Trump versus Nikki was quite something. Here he is making his endorsement.
Oh man, I'm so excited for the announcement tonight. Just tune in, pay attention, listen closely, and let's talk about 4 more years.
And look, you guys, he's engaged.
He's engaged. He is engaged. Look how cute they are.
Aren't they the cutest?
Yeah. And we were talking about in pre-show. I'm like, do you think they're going to have babies? And then Mock was like, he is what, 58 years old, and she's 47. So
she's got 3 kids.
So they're probably not going to have babies together. But I was like, get out. He is 58.
I know, right?
There's no way. That is just, wow. Yeah, they're adorable. They're really
super cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I think where was it? I think they got engaged on Kiowa. I think this is Kiowa Island is where
Oh
he
my
popped the question.
gosh.
Yeah.
So
So
cute.
cute.
They're adorable together.
And he was so like, though, I just love him so much when he's in rally mode. So when he went to the Trump rally, he's just so like, anyway, you have to see it because I just love the way that he gets all preachery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he totally does here.
We need a president who will close our southern border today.
So
We
preachery.
need Donald Trump. We need a president. We need a president who will unite our country. We need Donald Trump. We need a president who will protect your Social Security and my mama's Social Security. We need Donald Trump. We need a president today who will stop the crime and recklessness in the streets. We need a president who will restore law and order. We need Donald Trump. Oh, we need a president who will lower our taxes and not raise our taxes. We need a president like Donald Trump. We need a president who understands the American people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We need a president our foreign adversaries are afraid of and our allies respect. We need, you see, we need a president who doesn't see black or white. We see a president who sees Americans as one American family. We need. And that's why I came to the very warm state of New Hampshire to endorse the next president of these United States.
He's so happy.
President
I know.
Donald Trump.
I mean, the happiest guy.
Right?
He's
I
just
mean,
so happy. How can you not
so
like
happy.
him?
I don't know. I
The
can't imagine
sweetest
somebody not
man.
liking
He's
him.
just so sweet. There's nothing not to like about that man. He's just the sweetest.
But apparently Nikki doesn't like him. And there is some bad blood there, which I did not know about. But that is what they're saying here in this newscast.
11 years ago this month, actually, when she named him to the Senate. And look, but since then, there's been very little love lost between the two of them. That was clear during their campaign last fall. I'm thinking back to the debate at the Reagan Library in September. Those two went after each other in an intense, personal way. There's absolutely no friendship there. There's very little professional relationship there. So I'm not surprised at this stall. In terms of the effect, look, I think that she would have preferred that he would have held off until after New Hampshire. But I'm not sure any New Hampshire voter is going to be swayed by this. I think it might have had a bigger effect in Iowa, actually.
Anyway.
Okay, so I start wondering because we've interviewed Nikki, we've met Nikki, and she seems lovely, like in person. I've always thought that she seems like a really nice lady, but then you start asking the question, like, okay, well, who in the political, like, who are her allies, like, who are her friends, because I always
Chris Sununu.
right. That's and when I see that, because I don't like him. He's kind of smarmy to me. And when I see that, I go, well, that makes you take pause. That makes you wonder. And then all these other people are starting to come out and say, I don't like her because of this. I don't like, and they're saying the most awful things. Like when Rand Paul and like Tucker and all these, they just despise her. And it's not just like, I don't like her because she's moderate. It's they hate her.
Yeah, it's wild. In fact, we'll have
Yeah.
a Tucker clip in a little bit where I was shocked. Like, I was like, I mean, it's one thing to root against her and to support Trump
Totally.
over her,
Totally.
but the way that they're talking about her as if she is the devil herself is
Totally.
like amazing. It's absolutely
Mhm.
incredible. One more clip of just reaction to Tim Scott's endorsement.
Surprised a little bit that he's coming out because of the way Tim Scott started his campaign. He talked about in his opening speech and the way he launched his campaign about appealing to the better angels of voters in the Republican Party, saying, let's choose victory over victimhood. Let's choose greatness over grievances. I saw that as a ding towards Donald Trump and his claims of victimhood and grievances. But clearly, he feels as though Donald Trump has the momentum. Whether or not this is a potential first step for him being a VP pick, who knows? But Tim Scott can bring a lot to the table in terms of his appeal, not just to the African American community, but to the faith community as well.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a good endorsement.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as endorsements go, right?
Yeah,
Like, because
totally.
how much do they really matter?
Yeah, I
We've
know,
talked
do they
about
really
that a
matter,
million
but
times.
still. Yeah. Mhm.
Alexandra, thank you so much. Alexandra says, Mock, thank you for sharing your vulnerability over the weekend. As someone who has a different disability than Thomas does, I found it relatable and completely understood your point of view, as did my parents. Thank you, Alexandra. And Robin Zecca, Robin says, DeSantis will be a good VP. Then Ron can run for POTUS. Smart move all around. And he brings Florida electoral votes with him. That's not going to happen because they
Nope.
are both from Florida. So
Mm-mm.
just put that out of your little head right now.
Nope.
DeSantis is not going to be VP.
He will not be VP.
It's not happening. Brian Brumley, thank you. Brian says Laura Looney can pound sand, and I will not forget the hit list. I can forgive, but not forget. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that they want to make enemies of DeSantis supporters is so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so self-defeating and masochistic. I will never
And it's also
understand that.
narcissistic. Like,
Mhm.
I just don't, these people are just so high school. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but you can't sit with us now. What?
Right?
What?
Oh my God.
Are
She's
you
like, she needs to be committed, that woman. She's insane.
yeah. Are you okay, Regina George? Yeah.
Reba Henry, thank you. Reba says, how well will Nikki be able to handle leaders in the Middle East? They don't like women. They don't believe women should be in powerful positions. I don't think that that's an argument, because there have been plenty of female woman leaders that have. I don't think that that's a thing. Like, she was the UN ambassador, and she was very, very strong as a UN ambassador. So
Yeah,
I don't know that that's a strike against her.
Exactly. I think the least annoying thing about her with a lot of people is the fact that she is a woman. The only thing that I think that the thing that she should probably stop doing is talking about the fact that she's a woman.
I'm so glad you said that, because that is the perfect segue into this clip of hers that's now going viral from this weekend, where she talks about being rejected from a beauty pageant because she's brown. And so she's starting to play up this whole,
Of course.
not only the woman card, but also the race card, which was interesting. Here it is.
What you're implying with that, but what I will tell you is, saying that I had black friends is a source of pride. Saying that I had white friends is a source of pride. If you want to know what it was like growing up, I was disqualified from a beauty pageant because I wasn't white or black, because they didn't know where to put me. So look, I know the hardships, the pain that come with racism. It's the reason that I fight bullies every day when it comes to racism, anti-Semitism, or hate, and I always will. If I didn't mention slavery on that day, it's because that's an automatic. There's always been, the Civil War's always been known about slavery.
Yeah, there were a couple instances over the past couple days where she's talked about, her brownness and how, she's had to fight against her brown. Yeah. And I saw a couple things on Twitter about people, or they were like, really? Why are we doing this? Why are you?
Yeah. Well, some people don't even believe her. Like, Candace Owens was just flat out saying, I don't believe this.
Yeah.
Like, she was saying that would mean that she was entering pageants in the 80s, and were pageants even segregated? Like, what is she talking about? So she's questioning the whole storyline even.
Yeah. There are a couple conservative pundits that were doing that. They were like, I don't believe you. Yeah, I'm not really into this. And why are you using the liberal talking points? Why are you resting on this? Stop it. And it kind of goes back to the point of, listen, I love that she's a woman. That's great. But don't rest on that.
Yeah.
I love that she's an Indian American. Don't rest on that. Like, that's not nobody Nobody wants to hear that. Just go out there and be the best person for the job. That's all. Just do that. Go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, to be fair, I don't know what the question was to her, because she was just like, I don't know what you're trying to imply with that. So it's possible that they absolutely pulled her into that discussion and that's not where she wanted to be. But your point is totally valid.
Yeah. But in other instances, there have been, I think over the past weekend, she was doing stuff proactively where she was relying on the color of her skin and her gender to get points.
Yeah.
And that's not okay. We don't do that. We don't
No.
let the liberals do that. We don't do that.
Yeah. It's not okay.
Yeah.
You guys, wanted to remind you about this amazing little gel pack from Healthy Cell called Vibrant Hair, Skin, and Nails. This has so many of the things that you might already be taking separately every day. Like, I know a lot of people take biotin, they take collagen, or they do those collagen coffee things in hopes that will help improve their hair, skin, and nail quality. None of that stuff gets absorbed, you guys. Nope. It just doesn't. It's a huge waste of time. Healthy Cell has figured out the magic about how to get all of the great nutrients, minerals, and vitamins that your hair, skin, and nails need in this handy little gel pack, which conveniently tastes delicious. And it replaces like 11 different things that you might be taking separately. And it absorbs 165% better than any tablet, pill, or capsule. So try supporting your beauty from the inside out with Vibrant Hair, Skin, and Nails from Healthy Cell. You just need to go to healthycell.com/chicks and then use promo code chicks. You can get 20% off your first order. And I know you're going to have more than one, because once you start using that and seeing the results, you're going to be like, damn.
Yeah, it works. It absolutely freaking works. I promise you.
It really, really does. All right. So we mentioned how some people are just being super, super, super mean to Nikki Haley and about Nikki Haley. Tucker Carlson is one of those people. And damn, I mean, I was taken aback by how firm he is in this.
Nikki Haley on there, right?
No, Nikki Haley running with Trump?
Oh, that was a joke.
That's so grotesque that I've got to think people who support Trump currently would come out against Trump vehemently.
You know what someone said to me recently?
Do you think that's real?
I think there's a push for it. I think the push
from
for
whom?
It is real. From her people. You know what someone said to me, though? Very, very recently, and we said on the show, they said, it was Richard Barris, he does People's Pundit, and he said, full credit, he said, they will install her, they will try to install her as VP, so they can take out Trump.
Of course. I was about to say there's no one more sinister than Nikki Haley, but that's giving her credit for existing, which I don't think she actually does. I mean, but I think Nikki Haley is a hologram. I mean, she's not. Nikki Haley is just a physical representation of the lust for power of the oligarch class. It's just like if Ken Griffin, had a sock puppet, it would be Nikki Haley. I mean, it's like the most. Why is Nikki Haley even in the race? Her views bear no resemblance to the views of Republican primary voters. None. She was totally for the BLM riot. She's totally for the tranny insanity. And she's for declaring war on half the world. I honestly think if you said to Nikki Haley, she's whatever, I got her positions now. But if you said to Nikki Haley, look, I have a lot of money, like for real. I've got $100 billion and I'll give you a third of it to come out and attack Israel. There's no question that she would. I mean, this is a person.
She would just turn around, just
100%.
on a dime like that.
I've really thought about it. And I think that Benjamin Netanyahu is the greatest threat to world peace, and I think honestly we should take their nuclear weapons away. Maybe we invade Israel because they're a threat to national security. I think she'd be saying stuff like that if you paid her enough.
Wow!
Holy crap! Yeah,
that's harsh.
It's pretty harsh, but I mean, it's kind of like somebody said in the comments, like there's a lot of stuff that we don't see behind the scenes, and there are a lot of people that dislike her.
Clearly.
And when you meet somebody and you shake their hand and they're a politician and they're very nice to you, you don't know what goes on. It's kind of like, a marriage. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. They could seem really nice. Man, there could be some nasty stuff going on behind closed doors. And I feel the same way about politics. A lot of these people, we've met a lot of people, Mock, who are super nice on the, exterior. And then they don't do nice things.
Snaky.
Yeah. So
I mean, gosh, I can see disagreeing with her about policies or whatever, thinking she's too moderate. But man, those comments were just so she's a hologram. Like, I don't want to give her credit for existing. Like, those are some
that's harsh.
Yikes. Like that is
that's harsh. Yeah.
Pretty harsh. All right, let's talk about the other side because, of course, there's Biden, and he had some moments when he was standing at a podium over the weekend or on Friday, I think, that were just really bizarre. Like this one where he talked about what his advice is to men who are about to get married. A
young man is telling me, I'm thinking of getting married or somebody. I said, look, you have any advice? They said, yeah, pick a family with 5 sisters or more. And they look at me, what the hell is that all about? I said, it's really simple. That way one of them always loves you, not the same one. You always have somebody on your side.
Is that
What?
so you can get with another sister?
I mean, I don't know what that means.
Is that kind of like what, like Hunter, he ended up with his brother's wife?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I guess this is a family thing.
Sort of a thing that they do in that family. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I guess Jill was not at this particular presser because this is what he said about Jill.
Jill were here, she said, Joe, hush up, boy.
She'd say, hush up, boy.
We all kind of wish Jill was there. Yeah, because every time Jill's not there, I think that's when he says all the things. Not good.
Oh my gosh. And then there was this moment where he tried to quote somebody, didn't get the quote right, and it was just sort of a disaster.
I love people who say, the blood of liberty, or the tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots. Well, guess what, man? I didn't see a whole lot of patriots that are out there walking around making sure that we have these weapons. Well, and if you really want to worry about the government, you need an F-16.
What in the hell is he talking about? Oh my God, I'm glad that Mock thinks this is funny. She's just
it's all you can do, right? It's all you can do is laugh at it.
He's just this guy is insane.
I know.
He's
day. So insane.
Every day. Why do they let him talk at this point?
Especially, why do they let him talk off script? That's the question, right?
I know.
Because it's always a disaster.
Because essentially he's in campaign mode. It's not, I want him to debate so bad, you guys. I want him so badly to get up on a debate stage.
I know. And then Kamala to have to debate literally whoever.
Anybody.
What if it's Vivek? Can you imagine if it was like Vivek?
Anybody. A 5-year-old.
Be glorious.
Anybody. I just want this to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
And then there was the moment where the creepy whisper returned and he's asking a question to which I want to wave my hands wildly in the affirmative. You'll hear it, but the creepy whisper, oh my God, it's so creepy.
When I started the job, I kept talking about the need for deal with the environment. So we don't have a problem. Anybody think climate's not a problem? Raise your hand. Come on, man.
Anybody what?
I've been around the world.
Anybody think climate's not a problem?
Raise your hand. Okay. Okay. I was like, I can't. He's wow.
I know. He's just an idiot, you guys. He's just such a stone cold idiot.
And it just gets better and better and better. And his handlers are in the background going, oh, crap.
He's doing the creepy whisper again.
I mean, and it's so many in such a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, oh my God, please, for the love of God, let him debate. Let him debate.
Well, and James Clyburn, who you can actually put the full weight of the blame of the fact that Joe Biden is even president squarely on his shoulders. Yep. You'll recall that endorsement from the last
him and
go-round.
Meghan McCain too. I blame her also.
Yes. So he's still insisting that the reason that people don't think the economy is great, the reason that people disapprove so strongly of Joe Biden right now, and the reason his approval numbers are so low is just because there's all these young people that don't understand what he's done for them. They just haven't gotten the message, you guys. Here's Clyburn.
Look at some numbers. According to a recent ABC News Ipsos poll, President Biden's approval rating has dropped to a new low, 33%. Wow. Are you concerned that his numbers are trending in the wrong direction?
Well, I don't think that's a trend. I think that's an outlier. I've seen polls recently that said not only
is he being approved, but his numbers show that he's leading Trump. I've seen 2 polls saying that, but I've seen other polls saying differently. These snapshots are taken at certain times, and when you are polling young people, and young people are not being told what's been done, then that's a problem.
What's been done? Told. What the hell has been done? I mean, I have young people in my life. We have older kids that are, I guess they're still essentially they're young, and they're like, everything sucks right now. Because they're still grocery shopping, they're still buying things, they still have to like figure out how to pay their mortgages or their rent. They're young and they're like, yeah, everything sucks. Everything really sucks. Clyburn. It's like it's so condescending to think that. It's very condescending of him and the other Democrats to think that young people have not been told how to think.
Yeah. Well, and Pierce was on with the 5 and he was just like, I know that I'm the liberal in the chair today, but I got nothing when it comes to praising Joe Biden. Here he is.
Well, look, I know I'm in the official liberal chair tonight, but I've got nothing. Let's be clear. I think Democrats are sleepwalking into a ludicrous situation. They all know. I mean, 2/3 of Democrats think he's too old. 2/3 of his own party think he's too old to run again. But he's insisting on doing it. Obviously, nobody wants to give up the most powerful office in the world. I get that. But Joe Biden, to me, is a dead man walking. And if the Democrats don't wake up fast to the reality of their candidate, the incumbent, barely alive president, against a resurgent Donald Trump, who has just had the biggest win at the Iowa caucus in Republican history, and who, by the way, in 2016, when he became president, didn't even win in Iowa. If that doesn't ring massive alarm bells, then I don't know what does. And of course...
Yeah, he's 100% correct.
Can you see this picture, you guys? There's so much hilarity unintentionally in this picture. I don't know why Jill Biden decided it would be a good idea to go speak at Hunter High. But she did. And there was some student that has a sign that says, I love Hunter High.
Oh my God. Home of the Wolves, you guys. That's what it is. I cannot. What were what? Why was? Oh my God! You couldn't write this. I mean, like, it's like they're punking us now.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I thought, what? There's no way she would have agreed to go to a school with that name. No way.
She agreed. She totally agreed. This is the greatest thing,
right?
It's so great. It's so great. I mean, the memes, all the memes, it's fantastic.
Unfortunately, if you're wondering what's going on with Hunter, James Comer was on with Eric Bolling to give an update because, as we know, he's doing the closed-door deposition on February 28th. That is happening. But what I did not realize is that it's entirely possible that he will literally answer every question by pleading the fifth, which is so pointless and obviously excruciatingly annoying. And Eric Bolling, I think in this clip, is all of us. Like, he is totally frustrated, and I think we can all relate to this any minute now. Here it is.
I want Hunter Biden to come in and answer these questions. We won the battle because Hunter Biden doesn't want to come in. There's no good answer for these questions. And for our
but if he comes in, sir, and pleads the fifth 150 times,
yeah,
who wins?
Well, then I think we win. I think the American people see that this is a shady influence peddling scheme. The president of the United States was a central figure in it.
Sir, respectfully, Chairman, if he comes in, you don't hold him in contempt. He's able to waltz in the way he waltzed in, all cocky and arrogant with his buddies on the side. Yeah, there were Secret Service, but those two guys weren't Secret Service flanking him. He does it again. He's got the cameras rolling. He goes in and pleads the fifth 100 times. I can't say you won. Listen, I want you to win. I want you to win. I want the American people to win. That guy is as corrupt and criminal as they come. We all want to see him accountable. That's why I'm saying, sir. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go. Yours. Floor is yours.
Well, look, Jim Jordan and I are in agreement. We want Hunter Biden to come in. If he can't answer the questions, if he pleads the fifth, then I think everyone in America knows the answer. They know that there were 20 shell companies. They know that the Bidens took in $20-some million from our enemies around the world. They know that Joe Biden was a central figure in this case. If we don't bring him in for a deposition, then the media is going to try to continue to sow seeds of doubt in the American people's minds well, no, this wasn't something that Joe Biden
call me crazy.
We've got to bring him in. We've got to bring him in.
Call me crazy. I prefer the former. I'd like to see him arrested.
Yeah.
And you don't get I plead the fifth 100 times. I don't think I plead the fifth 100. You can't even use that. You won't even be able to use that.
They've been saying they wanted a public hearing. Look, I've been getting killed in the press saying we won't give him a public hearing. He can have a public hearing, but you know darn well he doesn't want a public hearing. He doesn't want to come in and plead the fifth on TV. Bring him in. We're going to have an opportunity to answer questions. If he can't answer questions, then it's pretty much case closed.
It's not. We all know this. Just freaking put him in jail.
It's like he's saying that is going to somehow tell us, like, if for him to come in and plead the fifth is going to somehow give us all closure, because we know, you guys, I already know now. So lock him up. Like, this is the thing. That's what we all want, is we want him to have accountability. We want him to go through the same crap that we would go through if we were doing all this shady shit.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the thing. He's not gonna be held accountable for anything. This is all just a big dog and pony show. And I am Eric Bolling in that moment. Although I probably wouldn't have handled it as nicely as he did, because I'm so tired of this crap. I cannot be the only. We're all tired of it. It's such a double standard. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
Exactly. And that's why it was kind of a longer clip, but I thought, man, I get it. I get how he's just like, what is the point of this?
There's no point.
And James Comer is just like, well, and then everybody will know.
Everybody knows. We already
for some action. We are waiting for action.
Yeah. And I feel like that is such a microcosm for them. It's like, they just keep doing stuff. We keep paying for it and nothing ever happens. And it's like, we're all just like, you know what? Just stop doing things and we'll stop paying all y'all. Because I'm tired of it. And just let us have our money back. Good Lord.
Meanwhile, down yonder in your neck of the woods, Texas is still, they've got the National Guard doing the job that Border Patrol is not allowed to do, which is actually putting up fencing, deterring people from coming, and actually making some arrests. Here's an update.
Today shows Texas installing even more fencing and razor wire inside Shelby Park, defying the Biden administration's deadline to reopen the property to the feds. Fox cameras captured this moment when the Texas National Guard told migrants approaching the razor wire barricade to turn around to Mexico. The United States government is suing Texas, arguing its agents need access to this 2.5-mile stretch of land around Shelby Park, especially during emergencies. Texas DPS tells Fox News that Texas kicked the feds out from this park because it thinks it can do a better job deterring migrants, claiming the Biden administration removes the state's razor wire and doesn't care about securing the border.
It's not normal. It's not humane for anyone to cross a river, including children. It really shows how the federal government is attacking Texas for trying to prevent that, because what they want to do, they want to keep the border open.
Also, a major change in procedure. Texas is now arresting migrants illegally crossing into the U.S., which Governor Abbott implemented under his emergency declaration.
How is that a change in procedure? That should always have been done. If you do something illegal, you should be arrested. I mean, if I do things that are illegal, I get arrested. So why is it that is somehow a change in procedure now? Like, what is that? Somebody explain that to me.
I have no idea.
It defies logic. And people are like, oh my God, that's so cruel that they're arresting people doing something that's illegal. Okay, so if I go in and I steal something, I'm going to get arrested. You know, if I trespass.
Well, not if it's not if the value is less than $900, thanks to a lot of Democrat policies.
Okay, if I trespass, if I break into your house, I mean, some of you guys would probably let me in, but if I break into some rando's person's house, I'm going to get arrested, right? That's just how it works in this country. And somehow these people think that that's terrible. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Okay, well, I'll try breaking into your house.
Imagine though the fact that there's that razor wire, right? And so I know that they showed like moms with holding babies or whatever. If you see that there's a huge barrier to your entrance, you're going to stop going to that part of the border.
You'd think.
I mean, this is why a wall and barriers and fencing work.
Yeah.
Because when you've got the guards there saying, nope, we're not letting you in, then what do? They turn around. And yes, will they attempt a breach somewhere else? Perhaps. But that's why we can't have breaches. That's why we have to have walls and wire everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand the people who don't understand that. Like, this is basic common sense.
Walls work. Walls work. Borders work. Walls work.
God.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it makes me insane. There was a reporter that asked Biden if he would actually take blame for any of his policies making the border so bad. And he has the audacity to reply that he's been asking for more money.
Oh, yeah.
He wants all the money. This is just an unbelievable exchange.
You see the House Republicans were trying to impeach Mayorkas, sir. Do you think it's unconstitutional? Are you on the same page with Prime Minister Netanyahu that the border is secure, sir?
No, it's not. I haven't believed it for the last 10 years. But I've said it for the last 10 years.
Do you believe your
Give me the money.
Yeah. Do you believe your policies have enabled any of this crisis in the border that you're battling with now?
I've asked for thousands more judges.
Anyway.
Crap.
Yeah, he's such a piece of crap. Dude, you've been in office for half a century and you haven't solved this problem. So, and then he wants to turn around and he wants to blame, I don't know, Trump or whoever.
Right.
You're full of crap. You've literally been doing this. You've been doing this for half a century. You've been in office. So you should have been the one person who solved this problem if you thought it was a problem.
Yeah.
And solve lots of other problems, honestly, because you've been doing this for your whole life has been in political realm. Mm-hmm. So you should have solved all sorts of problems. But, he hasn't. He's full of crap.
He's so full of crap. I was surprised to hear him say that he doesn't think the border's secure. Mayorkas always says, yes, it's secure. It's totally secure. So for Biden to say it's not and it hasn't been, I mean, I was like, wow, that's a difference in messaging, but it doesn't change the fact that he could literally implement the exact same executive orders that Trump did on day one of his presidency and close this shit down. And it would be secure.
It would be a lot more secure had he not undone everything that Trump did. Yeah.
And so it is his policies that are to blame. And for for him to say, well, I've asked for thousands more, what, so that you could process more asylum seekers? Give me a break. These are not asylum seekers. These are people who mean us harm. There was actually a video circulating on Twitter of this like Arab looking dude, an illegal, and a reporter was trying to videotape him. And he was like, he didn't like being videotaped. And the reporter was like, look at the entitlement. You don't belong here. And he was like, everybody's going to know who I am soon. And it was very ominous and threatening. And I
saw that. I think I'm going to put that on our Instagram page today so everybody can see that. I'll put that up there. So it is terrifying. Yeah. And he is full of crap because they were building a wall up until the Biden administration came in and took over and they reversed all of these policies. I mean, you can ask people here in Texas who work on the board. They were building a wall and now there's stuff just sitting there, dormant,
rotting. Yeah.
Rotting. Yeah. We paid for that. We paid for actual stuff that was supposed to construct a wall. It's just sitting there. So, I mean, full of crap. This administration, full of crap.
Full of crap. And this Democrat Representative Goldman, what a piece of shit this guy is. You guys remember the devastated mom whose testimony we played last week? She lost a daughter due to this wide ass open border. And I didn't catch this part until the weekend, but Representative Goldman tried to get into a back and forth with her and she held her ground in the best way. This was a thing of beauty.
I do want to just go through some of the actions, as the chairman pointed out, turn sympathy into action, because I assume, Ms. Dunn, you would agree would you not, that it would help to stop the fentanyl trade and fentanyl trafficking from coming into this country if we had more law enforcement officers at the border and more resources and technology to stop the fentanyl from coming in? Do you agree with that?
I disagree with that because Border Patrol is now being used to make sandwiches and to screen people and let them into our country.
Okay, well, so
I disagree with you.
So you're saying that you're upset because the Border Patrol is not doing is making sandwiches, I think you said. So you don't think it would be helpful to have more Border Patrol officers who are charged with stopping the fentanyl trade?
I would like the Border Patrol to be able to do the job that they were hired to do.
Well,
every Border Patrol officer that I have spoken to has told me that their hands are tied by this administration and Mr. Mayorkas. I've been to the border, sir. Have you? Have you?
Excuse me. I'm asking the question.
I'm just wondering.
And
God, what a complete douche canoe that guy is.
Oh my, he's the worst.
Oh my God. And the lack of respect for, I mean, she lost a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
The lack of empathy, wow. And liberals are like, we're the empathetic party. Like, we're all about the feels. Really? That guy is the biggest douche canoe. Oh my gosh. It's because he's so busy defending people like Hunter Biden.
Yeah. I mean,
gross.
I was so proud of her though, because she was so strong. Oh my gosh. She was fantastic. Despite the nasty weather all over the country, it seems like there was still a very successful March for Life in DC this weekend. And so we've got just like a little time, what do they call it? Time,
a time warp, what is, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Time lapse. Time lapse.
Yes.
Of the march and how well attended it was. It was really, 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 really good. And I discovered, because I'm not a Michigan football fan and I'm not a Jim Harbaugh fan, but now I have to be because he attended and spoke at the March for Life. And I didn't know that, you guys.
I didn't know that either. That's so neat.
I know. So I have a little piece of his little speech.
Thank you all for being here. It's a great example that you're setting. It's testimony for the sanctity of life. It's a great day for a march.
Isn't that great? Look at that.
I love it.
I just thought that was super neat.
They're doing that. Fantastic. That is wonderful.
I mean, he might be a cheater and he might like coach a team that sucks, but you know.
Cheater? How's he a cheater?
Oh yeah, he was suspended from like 3 games for cheating. And they still won the championship. And so there's, some people put an asterisk next to that win, but yeah.
I don't keep up with Michigan football. I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
I don't either, but now I have to like the coach.
Good for him for being there though. That's fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Also I have somebody to thank. I think that I haven't yet. Lori Mazamuro. Thank you. Lori says it's ironic that the band was playing the song "This Is My Country" in the background. I don't know what video you're referring to. Oh, maybe it was the one where Biden got stopped and he was being asked about Mayorkas and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Because there was music playing in the background. I was like,
that might have been it.
What is that?
That might have been it.
Yeah.
Last week we played Rachel Maddow not playing Trump's victory speech because of what he might say and how they're a news organization and there's a risk to it. My God, she's the worst. So somebody put together a nice little flashback of her news station that she has such high integrity about, telling the truth. Here is a flashback of all of Rachel and her lies.
Bottom line of this dossier, the bottom line allegation, the point of it is that the Trump campaign didn't just benefit from Russia interfering in our presidential campaign. The point of this is they colluded, they helped, they were in on it. This is kind of a real story. The connections between the Trump servers and the Alpha Bank servers were real. They were covert communications that someone was trying to hide. That the Trump organization and Alpha Bank appear to have been trying to hide.
Lies.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person.
Is that right?
A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus does not infect them, the virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else.
Lies.
Cannot use a vaccinated person as a host to go get more people. We and other news organizations have generally stopped giving an unfiltered live platform to remarks by former President Trump. It is not out of spite. It is not a decision that we relish. It is a decision that we regularly revisit. And honestly, earnestly, it is not an easy decision, but there is a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. That is a fundamental truth of our business and who we are.
She looks a little bloated in the last one from all of her lies. Little puffy from, it must be from all the lying.
It could be because of the lies.
All the lies. Mm-hmm.
Well, and Piers Morgan had some words for her, and they were not soft.
Sorry, Rachel Maddow banging on about disinformation and how damaging it would be to MSNBC. Didn't she lead the charge on Russia collusion for 2 years? Right? I watched that night after night. I would tune in, not for very long, and hear Russia collusion on MSNBC, my former bosses at CNN. And it turned out to be complete nonsense. A massive
no
nothing
apology,
burger.
no acknowledgement.
Nothing. But now they have the brass neck to say we can't possibly show Trump's victory speech because he might spew disinformation. Well, what about your own backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah. They again, no accountability. Zero.
Just makes me so mad. One of the things that we talked about last week was the continuing resolution so that we could avoid another government shutdown at the end of this month. So now we've kicked the can down the road.
Yeah.
And I thought, I tried to make the point. I don't know how eloquent of a job I did, but I was trying to make the point that this tiny, tiny, itty bitty little piece of the slim majority of Republicans in the House think that they have all this power when they don't have the votes. And so they're screaming about, kicking Speaker Johnson out again. And I don't know how well I made that point or got it across. So I thought this news show, I don't even know who these people are, but they made it a lot better than I did.
Come March 1st, will Congress be forced to kick the can down the road yet again?
I fear that that's what will happen because you've got a situation right now where the members of the House Freedom Caucus do not seem to understand that what they have right now is what I'm calling a little Mino, a majority in name only. They're hanging on to their majority by a thread. And so, but they're still under this delusion that somehow they get to control the narrative. They get to control the order of how things go. They don't have the vote.
Becca was elected by people. I just want to point that out.
I know.
People
and I hate that she's a Democrat. I hate that
Right.
that's MSNBC. But the point is, that's exactly right.
Right. But I just want to make sure that everybody understands that people got out of their houses and they went and they drove to polling places and then they voted for Becca.
On purpose.
On purpose, with purpose. So just make sure that when it's time for you to vote, you vote for the right people because people are voting for people like her.
Right. And until we have an entire majority of Freedom Caucus members, we don't have the votes.
Yeah.
And so can we just not be more disruptive than we already have been?
Yeah.
I don't know if people saw the UFC fighter Sean Strickland's absolute takedown of a reporter in Canada. It is way too laden with F-bombs for us to play on the show, but it was a thing of beauty.
Oh my God. Why? I think it'd be okay. All right.
It was like, he was.
Since when are you concerned about F-bombs, Mark? Come on.
I don't know if we would be allowed. I don't know if YouTube would allow that. You know what I mean? I'm just worried about us getting like a strike. So, but anyway, he went off and just because the reporter from Canada was like, what do you say to the LGBTQ community? It's so mean. And he was just like, are you gay? He was asking the reporter, are you gay? And he was like, well, I'm an ally. And he was like, no, what you are is weak. And he just went off on this glorious tear, and it was a thing of beauty. And so Dana White was asked about the leash that he allows the fighters in the UFC. And he also went off on this reporter. It's glorious. This we can play.
Yeah.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say,
when they are up there with the UFC microphone and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia, like, is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. Control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people... I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
That was a Canadian reporter, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it a Canadian reporter that asked that question? Anybody who thinks that Canada is better, just learn that it's not.
Oh my God. Well, and that other guy, the Sean Strickland guy, was just like, you probably voted for Trudeau. Did you vote for Trudeau? And the guy was like, I'm not gonna say. And he was like, that's because you're a pussy. Man. Like he just went on and on. It was so great.
He did. That's why. Because he's a manlet and you're a manlet too.
It was so awesome. Oh my God.
And I love Dana's answer. It's exactly how we all should be in the United States. I don't control you.
Don't put up with the questions.
There are no leashes except for on dogs when it's necessary. You know? Yeah,
exactly.
Beautiful answer. Beautiful.
I loved it. Aaron Powers, thank you so much. Aaron says go blue. So, I mean, okay.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the Michigan thing. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't.
That's all right. It is time for Double D's.
Okay, I just thought this was really nice because it's good, especially on a Monday when we're all feeling kind of crappy about the news cycle, because the news cycle really did suck today. Everybody could use a compliment. And, sometimes when I'm out and about and if I see somebody who looks nice, I'll be like, oh my God, you look so nice today. I'll say that to a stranger. I've just always been that kind of a person. And so I saw this and I thought, people should do this more often because you would never know like whose day you're going to turn around. And the reason that I do this is there was a guy, I remember one time I was walking down the street in college and undergrad school, and I was looking down. I wasn't really paying attention. And I swear to God, I don't think this guy was trying to get in my pants or anything, but he actually looked at me and he said, you dropped your smile. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
That other women think that that's sexual harassment.
I don't.
For real.
I'm not a crazy feminist, so I don't think.
I know, but there are legit women who are like, don't tell me to smile.
I thought that was sweet. I thought it was very sweet. And the rest of the day, it like perked up my day and it changed the trajectory of my morning. I thought that was a very sweet thing to say. And then, if you get a compliment, it changes the trajectory of your day. So I saw this video and I thought we should do that more often to other people. And I thought this was lovely. So
Yes.
Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Do you work for Hollywood? You look like a movie star. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
And I love your energy.
Thank you. I appreciate
You look so beautiful today. Thank you. Are you kidding? And I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you. Yes. I love your hair.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
They're so beautiful. I just want to know one. I know all these Christmas lights are shining right now, but honestly, you guys are outshining all of them.
Oh, come on. It's Love Day. Y'all stay blessed.
I just loved it.
Oh
Wasn't
my
that
God.
sweet? I know. You guys pay somebody a compliment today. It'll change the trajectory of your day as well.
It's such a good message. Good message.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, also don't forget to support Mike Lindell and his wonderful company, MyPillow. Visit mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks. Right now, huge discounts on bedding and towels and mattresses. So much more. It's 50% off the MyPillow 2.0 pillows. And it's also, just in time for this cold weather, 50% off their brand new flannel sheets. So if you have not tried the flannel sheets, now's a great time. Visit mypillow.com/chicks and use code chicks. It's time for some talks. This dog is clearly freezing. It is a voiceover, but it's so cute.
Oh my God.
Isn't that the cutest
That's
thing?
how I feel when it's like so cold out. That's exactly how I feel. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I just love that.
So
okay.
great.
This is the kind of unbothered that I think we should all aspire to. How does he do this? How? How?
He just doesn't care. That's fantastic. That is so
Oh my God.
fantastic. Oh my God.
Also, sometimes people do not do the basic things that would make them feel better naturally, and they instead just don't understand why they feel the way that they do. And this is a great example.
I'm just feeling really down these days, and I don't know why. Have you exercised today? No. Did you go outside? No. Did you talk to anyone? No. Did you eat well? No. Did you limit your scrolling time? No. Did you make any plans? No. Did you drink enough water? No. Did you get enough sleep? No. Wait, yes. Yes to that one. Yeah, no, it's what a mystery.
Yeah, it's true. It's really true.
I mean, there are things you can do.
A couple
sort
things.
of take
Mhm.
your life into your own hands.
True. Personal responsibility, y'all.
Personal responsibility. Look at this dog. Oh.
I'd be so afraid he'd get splinters.
Come on, bud.
Oh my God, he's so cute. I love how his dad's like, okay, come inside. Come on.
Oh my God. And then this guy has a joke, and it's a pun. You know how much I love the pun, right?
Yes.
It's a good pun. But why he walks in the room this way, I have no idea. It just makes the joke even that much more funny to me.
I spent my entire life savings on pasta. It was worth every penny.
That is such a you joke. Oh my God. So you.
I don't know why I love that so much.
Because it's you, because that's just you and your brain. Oh my God.
Oh my God. And then this guy clearly does not have a very good job. He doesn't like his job. Here.
What's a strange habit you picked up from work?
I've been there. I've totally been there. I freaking love that. That's awesome.
And then lastly, there is a couple that I saw. I think one of our insiders posted this, and I just absolutely loved it. There's 3 steps to making your wife laugh. And this would totally work for me too. And I know it would work for you.
How to make your wife laugh in 3 easy steps. Step 1, hold her hands. Step 2, look into her eyes. Step 3, tell her, I am the man of the house. How to make your wife.
Oh my God, I would die. That's so funny.
I would have been laughing as soon as you did the whole like look, gaze into her eyes thing.
Just to look into my eyes, I'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you holding my hand to look into my eyes like this? What are we doing? Are you
going on?
okay?
What's
Are you
happening?
sick? Are you sick? Is something happening? What's going on? I would be asking so many questions. You wouldn't even get to step 3. It's so true.
Anyway, those are your talks for today.
Great talks. Again, I wanted to thank GCQC for the incredible king cake. I found the
I'm
baby.
going to find that baby. I'm going to find it.
I
But you know
found
what's
the baby.
great is that no matter what, like if it's you or your husband that finds it, I mean, it just means luck and prosperity.
That's
so you
true.
benefit regardless.
It's a good rationalization, Mock, but I am the winner. I am the winner. Okay. It's a competition in my house, and I freaking won. Okay. Do you want me to get the dog?
Yes, please.
Okay, I will.
Faux show.
Girl.
Oh, I think we're gonna.
Astrid.
Are we gonna get
Baby
flaps?
girl.
We are. We're gonna
Baby
get flaps.
girl
Oh my
at?
God.
Baby girl, come on. Come on. Everybody wants to see you flap. Baby girl.
Is she the only one there?
Yes. The
Oh
boys
my
are getting
gosh,
coffee
we're gonna
with
get
their
flaps.
daddy.
We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them.
Flap, you know this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Let's flap. Come on, flap. Come on. Get it up.
More
Get it.
kisses. More kisses.
Nuzzling. She's nuzzling. Okay.
More kisses.
There it is.
That's a good one.
Maybe
That
it's-
makes up for
was
last
a
week.
Good one. Oh my God. So good. So good. She gets a kiss on the face. Everybody have the best Monday ever of your life. And we will talk to you tomorrow.